Hey friends, I hope you all had a really good holiday. It is that weird week in between Christmas and New Year's right now. I'm about to run into the grocery store. The main things that I need are fresh produce, fruits and vegetables. We are very stocked up on like crackers and charcuterie stuff from Christmas, and our freezer is full of meat. So the main thing we really need is just some fresh food. So I'm about to run in and do that. I am still a mess from exercise class. I just finished that this morning. It was a really good workout, HIIT workout, and my face is still all pink from that. So forgive my mess of an appearance. But I thought we would just do like a shop and chat. Not chat while I'm shopping, but we'll chat here in the car, and then I'll bring you along shopping for our fruits and vegetables. And I just thought I would share, my Christmas experience this year. I have transitioned from keto to a higher carb diet this past year, and I have been sharing my experience with that. And I want to say here at the beginning that when I share my experience about going from keto to high carb, my intention is not to bash keto or to try to convince anybody else to not do keto. I do often get comments on my videos where I am sharing my experience, my journey, that it seems like people are thinking that my intention is to convince other people not to do keto or to bash keto. And that is not my intention. I am not an educational channel unless I'm, making a recipe or something or sharing something like that. But as far as like the wellness, health, diet side of things, my intention is not to teach people what they should do. I am on this journey just like a lot of you guys. I'm a regular person. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not any of those things. I am just someone trying to find a way to live my healthiest life. And so I like to share my experience. And so that's sharing things that have worked for me or things that haven't worked for me, or side effects of things, negative parts of things that did work for me, or positive. And I'm just sharing the journey. And I don't have any ulterior motive besides that. I know the people that are upset about it, they'll not be convinced by me saying that, but I figured might as well just say it here at the beginning. A quick interruption to say thank you to Element, who is the sponsor of the video today. Element is my favorite hydration product. It is an electrolyte mix. They use a science-backed ratio of electrolytes, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Comes in these cute little packets, and you just put it in water. I sip on mine throughout the day. It helps me stay hydrated and just helps me feel my best. Element has a special offer for all of my viewers. If you want to get a free sample pack to try out 4 of their most popular flavors, you can just use my link, drinkelement.com/indigo, drinklmnt.com/indigo. Click that link and then place an order on the website for anything. You can, choose some different things to try out, maybe some of their chocolate salt element that's great in hot beverages. Grab that, and if you use my link to get over to the website, you will automatically get that free sample pack added to your order. Thanks again to Element for sponsoring the video today. So one thing that really stood out to me from, the diet food noise side of things this holiday season was that my focus on food was at probably an all-time low. I didn't have like triggers, like if I would taste something that maybe wasn't on my everyday diet, like when we made truffles and things like that. I didn't have the experience of those things, calling my name, or me feeling like I needed to eat the entire house down because I ate one bite of something. That kind of thing that I did experience on keto, completely gone. So that was nice. And I feel like overall I ate less. Even though I allowed myself to really eat whatever I wanted to, no restrictions. I just am aware of things that make me feel worse, and things that make me feel better. So I wouldn't call that restriction when I'm like, oh, if I eat that, I'm going to feel terrible. I really did have the freedom to eat whatever I wanted. And overall, I mean, I don't have the data, the numbers to back it up, but I have the feeling that I ate less. I feel like when I was trying to go through the holidays on a more restrictive diet, like keto, I would either resist the bad foods and be driven to eat more of the good foods. So filling up on cheese and meat and, all the keto, the things on the good list is like, in order to keep myself from eating the bad foods, I just had to stuff myself with the good foods. And so I would end up eating more calories, or I would decide to indulge in something that was off the restrictive diet, and I would eat some of that, and that would be a trigger to be like, oh, I need to eat all of the things. I now view that trigger for myself as my body crying out for healthy carbohydrates. And now that I eat a baseline level of healthy carbohydrates, like whole food carbs, fruits, vegetables, some grains, some beans, things like that, I don't have that. My body isn't like craving carbs. And so when I have that one bite of chocolate or whatever it is, my body's like, oh, we are already, fueled up with the carbohydrates. So we enjoy this chocolate, but it's not like the trigger to eat the entire house down. So in those times that I was on a restrictive diet and I do decide to indulge because it's the holidays and I want to enter into, whatever social situation, take a little bit of, the trigger food and then end up eating too much because I would lose control, or, oh, I'll just eat it now and then tomorrow I'll get back on the healthy plan or whatever. Since I didn't have either of those things occurring, I just felt like I ate way less. And there were a couple of times where I was annoyed that I wasn't hungrier because there was so much delicious food. We had all kinds of snacks and treats and charcuterie, like good quality stuff too, not just junk food, but just delicious food. And I was just not hungry for it. And there was part of me that was like, I wish I was hungrier because I want, I enjoy food. Like, I'm a foodie, and I had to be a lot more selective with what I did eat because my hunger was so much less. And eating when you're not actually hungry and not craving, it's not fun. Like, that's one thing. Like, I have a very different relationship with hunger and satiety now, because when I am actually satiated, and that means like fullness of stomach, as well as topped off with like all of the micronutrients and the macronutrients, I'm getting a combination of all of them. My body's like, doesn't have this, you just need to keep eating, drive to it. And so it was just a really different situation for me. I did indulge in whatever I felt like, and I had treats. I will say that one thing that was really interesting though was I told you guys in my grocery haul video that I make Chex Mix. I've been making Chex Mix the last couple of years because it's my husband's absolute favorite thing. Everybody loves Chex Mix. It's delicious. So I made that a couple of days before Christmas, and on that day I had some. I had, I'm allowing myself to have whatever I want, and I was like, it's not that bad. It's, rice and corn. I didn't do the wheat. I made it gluten-free. But it was like rice and corn. It's like, it's not like it's Lucky Charms or something. It's not that bad. I eat rice. I eat corn. It's no big deal. So I had some of the Chex Mix, and I will tell you, I felt like garbage for the rest of the day. It was a very, it was a very interesting experience because I'll eat a whole pile of rice and I don't feel that way. I'll eat corn. Sometimes I'll have, corn chips that are cooked in avocado oil, something like that. I don't feel horrible from that, but that Chex Mix made me feel like trash. And, thinking through it and I was talking to some friends about it, and I think there's like 3 possibilities of why that particular thing made me feel so bad when carbs in general don't. And I think it's probably there's probably glyphosate involved. That was one of my friends mentioned that. And I was like, yeah, of course, it's not organic. So there's probably glyphosate. Also, they are GMO. I don't know all the details about GMO. All I know is, it's just different than non-GMO food. So that's a possibility of why it made me feel bad. And then it's possible, I didn't look at the package again to confirm, but it's possible that it was also fortified, and fortified grain products can have synthetic vitamins and different forms of vitamins that can actually be really bad for you, especially if you don't methylate things well. And so it's possible that, my body just did not like those synthetic vitamins that it was fortified with. So those three things, concrete things. On top of that, it's just a processed food. And we know that processed foods, for all of those reasons and probably more, are not great for us. So that was really, really interesting. I think a lot of times we can just want to demonize a macronutrient, and it can go all different directions: low fat, low protein, low carb, whatever it is, and just think carbs do this thing. But I think it's really important to differentiate between, things in that category. For example, I can eat a pile of white rice and have no problem, but apparently rice checks problem. And so not lumping everything in together like that is an important lesson that I learned. And I will not be buying regular Chex for Chex Mix anymore. I'm going to try to find some kind of a organic alternative that I can still make the Chex Mix with, but that doesn't have all of those negatives. Processed foods, the more that we can reduce them, the better. And I'm all for treats, like I've said, but even with the treats, you don't have to eat the worst of the worst processed foods. You just don't. You can have better options. And so from here on out, I'm going to look for something so that we can still enjoy Chex Mix without the negatives. All right, that is enough of the Christmas debrief. Just some of my thoughts. Again, not bashing keto, not attacking anyone that's on keto or trying to convince them that they shouldn't. I think keto is a great tool, and it can be used in certain situations for lots of good. But I personally, with all the tools that I use, including the high carb diet that I'm on now, I want to understand the positives and negatives of all of them so I can make the best, most informed decision about how I care for my body and with the diet that I eat. And so I no longer look at diets as the perfect diet for everyone or the perfect diet even just for me. I look at all of the different tools that I have in my toolbox, and I think through the positives and negatives of all of them and make my decision, weighing those positives and negatives, make my decision about what I am going to eat. That's kind of how I'm working through it. So not bashing keto, it's still a great tool for certain situations. For some people, if it's working great for you, I am not going to dissuade you, discourage you from continuing on with that. All right, I'm going to head into the grocery store here and see what we can find in the way of fresh produce. A lot of these are very squishy. I'm trying to find some good ones. It's mostly the orange ones that are good. That's okay. Orange peppers are great. I guess we came on the right day. They got a mega produce sale going on. It's fantastic. Do a quick back of the car haul while I bag everything up. The total was $60.96. I feel like this is a pretty good fruit and vegetable haul for $60. I was very happy with that. All right, so we got sweet potatoes, we got little potatoes. I got one thing of sour cream. And let's see, I got the pico de gallo, 2 of those. and 1 medium salsa. I got a ton of bananas. The kids have been going through bananas like crazy recently, and I've been eating them as well. So figured we'd get a bunch, and if they go overripe, Charity will make banana bread. She is the banana bread queen in our house. All right, I got 4 cucumbers, a couple of red onions. I got 6 bell peppers, 5 orange, 1 yellow, and I got some tomatoes on the vine. Couple lettuce options, baby red butter and arugula. My favorite is the butter lettuce. That's my favorite. So this is baby red butter lettuce without arugula. Then they had blueberries and strawberries on sale for $1.99 a piece, but limit 1. So I just grabbed 1 of each of those. And then I have my 10-pound bag of potatoes for the kids so that they can make their air fryer French fries. And then I got to bag up all of these bananas. And then I grabbed this for my ride home. So all that for $60.96. I think we did pretty good. So I'll give you a quick scan of the receipt here so you can see any prices that you were curious about. And I am going to sip on my orange juice on my ride home and then just figure out what to do with the rest of my day. It's only 10:12 and I have nothing scheduled today, so it's going to be fantastic.